This is the Washington Times front page for Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. President Trump briefly broke with congressional Republican leaders regarding the week-long government shutdown, saying he was negotiating with Democrats on health care. In remarks at the White House, Lindsay McPherson reports the president seemed to tie the health care talks to reopening the government. He then, on social media, walked back those remarks that suggested that talks with Democrats had already begun. The president suggested those talks could be tied to ending the shutdown as he offered a message to Americans who may be feeling its impacts. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries said Trump's comments were interesting, given that he nor Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has heard from the president since their Oval Office meeting last week. Chicago and the state of Illinois have sued to block President Trump from sending in the National Guard to quell protests of U.S. immigration and customs enforcement. Stephen Dinan and Carrie Pickett report Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson also signed an executive order declaring city property to be ICE-free zones. Johnson accused ICE of a forceful display of tyranny. He vowed to fight back with his order banning federal agents from using city property and unwilling businesses as staging grounds for immigration arrests. Trump has called up National Guard troops to deploy to Illinois. He said local officials aren't doing enough to protect ICE as it tries to carry out a surge of immigration arrests. Zohran Mamdani's insurgent campaign for New York City mayor is casting a spotlight on Democrats that are more sympathetic to the plight of Palestinians. Across the country, Seth MacLachlan reports Democrats are rejecting donations from the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, a pro-Israel lobbying group, as they seek to energize grassroots activists. Mamdani's outspoken condemnation of the genocide in the Gaza Strip, along with his pledge to honor the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, has sparked fierce backlash from pro-Israel advocates. The FBI spied on 8 Senate Republicans and a House Republican in 2023 during the Department of Justice inquiry into the aftermath of the 2020 presidential election. Susan Frigier reports an FBI document indicated an agent conducted preliminary analysis on cell phone calls and records for South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, Missouri Senator Josh Hawley, Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson, and others. Senate Republicans learned of the spying in a private meeting on Capitol Hill with FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino. Nearly half of U.S. medical schools continue to operate diversity, equity, and inclusion offices in defiance of Trump administration policies, according to a new report. Sean Salai reports the conservative physician advocacy group Do No Harm flagged 67 of the nation's 154 accredited medical programs for maintaining those offices as of last month. The index suggests that dozens of institutions may be violating presidential orders to dismantle DEI programs, and a June 2023 Supreme Court decision that overturned race-based admissions practices in higher education. And finally, the 2025 Defense Tech Valley Summit last month in Ukraine had more than 5,000 participants from 50 countries. Guillaume Patak reports visitors tested robotic platforms across obstacle courses and wooded terrain, while military officers explained what works and what fails on the front lines. Ukrainian companies exhibited more than 230 innovations during the event. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.